I got a courtesy email from this account, not really of any consequence, basically saying, hey, you know, we're still thinking about it. You're on our mind. We haven't made a decision yet, but we'll make sure that we tell you when we do. Just a very courteous thing to do. Tell people that, you know, you're thinking about getting into business with, that you're aware you haven't got back to them, but you know, you haven't forgot about them. It's very nice. One of the things that as a person in new business development is you're constantly wondering when to follow up, how to follow up, what to do if you don't hear back from someone. So getting a little courtesy email like that means a lot. Anyway, no real progress though. See what happens next. It's been about a month since our last meeting. Then today we got an email. Please excuse the delay in getting back to you. Over the past few weeks, we've done some evaluation and have decided to pursue working with another digital marketing agency. Extremely difficult decision, really appreciate all the time, blah, blah, blah. So, unfortunately, we didn't win this deal. And I'm not exactly sure what happened. I sent an email back just basically asking for any kind of feedback that they could give us in, you know, a professional capacity, like, hey, the other guys are offering creative services and we really want to be able to outsource all of that. Or, you know, you guys' price was too high, or, you know, whatever it might be that might help us improve our offering. Or it might just be that our service packet itself, you know, didn't really look that great. Or I don't know what it could have been, because everything went really great with the relationship. I mean, it was really, we hit it off really well. Felt like we were engaging with the owners of the company really well, and we were on the same page with how to look at the data and what their goals were and what we presented. We did 2 very formal presentations for these guys. So I'm really curious what could have happened to make us not do this deal. You know, about 2 weeks ago though, I kind of had a feeling we weren't going to win the deal just because so much time had gone by. They may have been looking at other companies, and they had said that early on, that they were looking at a lot of companies and we weren't the first and we weren't the last, and they had multiple meetings every week. So I can imagine it being difficult to stand out in a situation like that, but I can't imagine that anyone had better strategy for them and their very, very specific goal. I mean, we have clients that sold very specific, high intent, search-based criteria for B2B, and we were leveraging LinkedIn for them and doing really, really well. And their offering is very similar to that. And we're already succeeding at it. So I'm not really sure what could have happened aside from the fact that maybe creative services aren't offered from our company, which, if that is actually something that had anything to do with it, we have to actually really have a very serious sit down with what we're gonna do here, because we can't keep losing deals because we don't have the creative services that go along with Facebook marketing and LinkedIn marketing and Pinterest marketing. I mean, people want to outsource that to their agency, and that's a real heavy determining factor. It's pretty easy to bring people in-house if there's revenue attached directly to them. So we'll see what happens. In my last email, I sent basically a question asking what kind of feedback they could give us for professional development. You know, what did we do wrong, or what should we have done? Why did the other company win and not us? Got the feedback that basically, you know, it was a tough decision, blah, blah, blah. Wasn't one particular reason. Their approach to target potential B2B candidates incorporated our sales team a bit more and swayed that department. Ultimately, it came down to who sales felt would be able to produce for them. What I'm gonna learn from this deal is that in the future, I need to make sure I understand the decision-making process better. Not that we don't have the decision makers in the room, because we did have all the right decision makers. This company was very qualified. I knew they were gonna make a change and make a selection. I'm not worried about that. I should have asked who was going to be involved in the decision-making process. I had just assumed that the people there were gonna be deciding. But it sounds like they had more of a company decision or feedback they were getting from other people. And if we had done a better job of asking how they were going to decide, finding out that the sales department was more involved in the decision-making process, perhaps we could have harped on the fact that we were going to drive a lot of click-to-calls or have call extensions and be driving leads from LinkedIn, and it was going to be a lot of sales activity, you know, that kind of thing. Not that we did touch on that, but the point is that we could have given language to these people that would arm them better to talk to the sales department and make sure that the sales people felt comfortable, because there were no one in the sales department was even in our meetings. So these people that were in our meetings had to take the information given to them, which was very complex and high level, and then re-articulate it to the sales people who are not involved in digital marketing at all, to try and help them understand exactly what we were going to do for them. That's a very difficult thing to do. We gave them a 30-day action plan. I'm sure they went over that with the sales department, but when the sales department looks at all the optimizations we're making in ads, they're probably wondering, where are the leads? Where are the inbound phone calls? Where are the outbound people I'm supposed to call? That's what they're thinking about. And they're like, well, this doesn't really impact my job at all. It's not going to benefit me. We need this other company because they're talking about X or Y, which impacts me. If I had found out the sales department was more involved in the process, I could have added that to the information provided in a more detailed and specific way. I am definitely in the future going to find out what the decision-making process looks like, not just the time frame, which is what I usually ask, but what it looks like, how they're gonna decide who they're gonna talk to. That's a really good takeaway from this deal. You're either earning or you're learning. So in this one, we're learning. It's a great deal. Maybe we'll see them in 6 months or a year. We'll have a chance again to work with them. It'd be great. But for now, this deal is dead. On to the next one.